first Christmas without my son, I couldn't even celebrate because I had no child to give gifts to, and have the love and the fun and the laughter at Christmas with the child, and I decided I couldn't do it. So my husband took me on a cruise, and I ended up celebrating Christmas whether I wanted to or not, because we came home with a present. I was pregnant with my daughter that was born 9 months later, and still here today, and we're blessed with. And my son's first name was Sterling, and her name is Peyton Sterling. She has the middle name of my son, and I just wanted her to have a piece of my son since she didn't get to know him.
You're going to do a good job. Can you show me how you do a good job?
I've always thought, like, this is like perfect. Hey, Peyton, let's come show Miss Joanne how you swim.
I found the ISR online, and then I went to their web page or their home page and saw the video of the kid getting out and falling in the pool and then floating. And the first time I saw it, I cried. It was very hard to watch. It was like a knife, stabbing me in the heart. And it took a while before I could even show it to my husband, and he cried, and it was just, brought back a lot. But I knew that's what I needed to do for my daughter, because that's what she needed. She needed to know what to do. If she was to fall in, I needed to know that she was going to float and to be okay. I was scared at first to sign my kid up. I was scared to put Peyton in. My son had only taken classes from the YMCA, and those mommy and me classes didn't work because he was already loved the water. He wasn't scared, and so they didn't teach him to swim, and I needed something more. And so I knew that wasn't going to work with my daughter because she was the same way. But I didn't want my kid to just be thrown in the water and then for her to be panicked and be drowning, and I'm just standing back watching. I couldn't handle that after what I'd gone through. And I was nervous about signing her up for ISR. And then when I went and saw an ISR class, I realized that's not how they do it. They don't just throw your kid in the water, and they don't let them ever panic, and they don't let them get close to drowning. And they learn so much from the first day to the second day to the third day that it is so amazing. The first day kind of took my breath away, and I did lose my color, but it got easier every day, and she ended up loving it, and she could roll over and she could float, and I'm confident she would be safe. She's safe around the water.
You want to go to the bar? Yeah. Okay. Let's go, please, see if we can go to the bar. Ready? Go. Very good.
I will keep her enrolled in the ISR classes, even though she's already knows how to do it. I will continue to do refreshers with her throughout the year, every year, until maybe she's 10. Not because I'm trying to be overboard, but because I see the benefits of it. Even if a child is a great swimmer, they could still get in a panic situation or any kind of situation where they could forget to swim, or they could be in a dangerous place, and if they know how to at least survive then I just want to give her every chance that she could have to fight. And I think that's the best thing you can do, is to give your kid a chance to fight.
A pinwheel.
You want to go bring a pinwheel out there to Sterling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Need special surprise.
A special surprise? Okay. We can bring him a pinwheel, okay? And you can go tell him you miss him. You want to?
Pinwheel.
Yeah, we'll bring a pinwheel out there. Does that sound good? You want to go do that right now?
I do.
Okay. Well, let's go. I would just recommend to anybody that's trying to decide whether or not to sign their kid up that there is not a choice. That yes, sign your kid up. I mean, you get your kids shots. They don't like it. They cry at the doctor, but it makes them healthy. Give your kids this lesson. Give you this gift, and give your kids this gift, because you will keep your kid, and your kid will have the skills to survive. Go see Sterling. You can bring him a pinwheel. Well, I feel the whole purpose of my tragedy is to prevent other people from going through the heartache and hell that I've had to experience of losing my son, and that void and that pain that you have to learn to live with forever. Even though you move on, it's still always there. It's a boo-boo, as you will say, that never goes away, and you just learn to live with it. Even though he was only 2.5 years old, he had a very fulfilled, long life for his age. Even though he was 2.5, he did a lot, and he did touch a lot of lives and bless a lot of people. So I am thankful for the life that he did have, and that we were able to be his parents while we could.
You're tired?
No, we're gonna leave that there for him, okay? Say, miss you, Sterling. Say, see you someday. Someday. It's very important for me, for people to understand that there are ways to prevent tragedies. I didn't know about ISR. I knew my son needed something more than regular swim lessons, but I didn't know that existed at the time, and had I had known, I know he would be here. So it's very important for me to have other people understand that if they take their children to these lessons, that it is a preventable measure to keep their family the way it is. I think ISR lessons are critical. I think every parent should be required to give their child that, because accidents can happen to anybody. I was a mom that, I was the most watchful mom, and everybody would tell you I was almost too watchful because my child was never out of my sight. And we were a normal family. We did everything the same as everybody else, and we traveled a lot, and we had friends, and we did things everybody does. And I was watching my kid that day. I just didn't know there was a dog door. And at any given time, a child can be out of your sight. In 2 seconds, you could turn your back and your child could be out of your sight. Even if you don't have a pool and you're at somebody else's pool, or maybe there's no pool around, but there's a drainage ditch or a retaining pond or something, in 2 seconds, that child could be there. And that child could fall in, and before you have time to find where that child is, that child could already drown unless they have their survival skills. It only takes 2 to 5 minutes for a child to drown. And so in those 2 to 5 minutes, you're trying to figure out, oh, my kid is missing. Well, it's too late. So if you give your kid a chance with the ISR lessons, it won't be too late. You'll hear them either kicking in the water because they're floating on their back, or calling for help, or trying to get out because they know how to survive, or they'll come to you and they'll be all wet. But in most cases, if they've had ISR lessons, they wouldn't have fallen in the water in the first place. With the lessons, they teach them to respect the water.
Ready, set, you can do it, go! Go, 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 go!
Okay, let's see you go down the slide. 1, 2, 3, go. Good job, Peyton. Okay, jump. Show me how you can jump in. Good girl. Good job. Perfect floating. I feel like I'm on the path I'm supposed to be, and even though I would have never wanted to have lost my son, of course I want my son here, and I would do anything to have him here. I feel like that his tragedy and his short life, I do feel like that somebody special out there is going to be saved because of this and because of seeing this, and that's all I want. I just don't want anybody to ever have to go through what I went through, and I want the kids to be saved. Say thank you, ISR. Say thanks for teaching me to swim. Say thank you, CrossFit kids. So thanks for teaching me to swim. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right. The good that's going to come through CrossFit and of ISR, saving the kids, is unbelievable.